Hey boys and girls, it's just a quick video on how to set up a Spirit free Flybarless unit. Now this is a new unit that's just been launched. I've never used Spirit before. I wanted to give it a go because I like the sound of some of the features. I definitely love the whole principle behind the back testing, which I'll show you later on in the video. How you can load up the back to see if your back is happy to handle your servo configuration. Now let's get into this and show you how you can make your heli fly. And that's all I'm going to focus on. I'm not going to go through what every little thing does. I'm just showing you how you can get this out of the box and get your things flying in 10 minutes. Literally, you will have your heli in the air in 10 minutes. So let's start off here. Now in the box you get programming cable. That goes to your PC. As soon as you plug it in, I'm on Windows 11. As soon as you plug it in, it will find the drivers for it if it hasn't already downloaded it for you. And if it hasn't, when you download the GUI from the Spirit website, it should have the drivers in there. I don't know which way it done it. I just know I downloaded it, plugged the dongle in, plug that wire into the sys port, put 12 volts or whatever voltage you want to put to the aux 2, which is for back, and powered it up, and it connected. So now you see you're connected. You can see on here it tells you there it's connected. This would be your main page. You can now go and do this. Go to update first before you do anything else and check to see if you're running the current firmware. Should be, because like I said, it's a new unit, it's just come out. So let's go back to connection. So now I would be hitting the setup wizard, but just to make you understand, at this point here at the beginning, the only thing that's happening is you're putting in the connection cable into the sys port to connect you to the PC, and power to aux 2. That's all you're doing. You're not putting no servos in, you're not doing anything like that. So now you can click on the wizard, right? Gives you an introduction, talks about if you want the full manual on here, up here, and then if you look over here, we got the mounting position and mounting the unit. It's kind of self-explanatory. This is a nice simple system to use, to be honest. So you click on next. Here you're going to tell it what you're using. So for me, Futaba, right? So I'm using S-Bus. So then I click on next. Then it will tell you how that should be plugged in. So the aux port, which if you look at the unit, all the signal wires, hang on, let me get something to point this out. Hang on a minute. Right. If you look at all the white wires, that is telling you that signal is at the top. In the middle wire is obviously your power, and the lower wire, the black one at the bottom, is ground. So signal is always at the top. Do not plug the wires in upside down because you'll run into problems. Okay, so first one is system. From channel 1 to 4, that's your 4 servos. Yeah, aux 2 is for if your ESC has a second back wire, just plug it in there. Or if you're running a backup guard, you can run a Y lead and your back into aux 2. And then aux 1 is where you'd be putting your S-Bus plug to go to your receiver. Yeah. Sorry, aux 1 is throttle. Sorry, my bad. Aux 1 is the throttle channel from the ESC, and rudder is which carries the plug for the receiver. Yeah. Now this one here on the end, LE pitch and aisle, that port is for if you're using like a standard receiver, or if you're running telemetry and you're using the telemetry cable from your ESC to the SAT port on the opposite side here, your receiver would be then putting the data out. Your unit will be putting the data out through here, through this receiver port. So you probably either just run one single signal wire from there to your receiver. Obviously not this is just a basic S bus, but if you had a fast S receiver, or depending what radio system, I just know that that's where your data will be coming out of, yeah? That port there. So it's told you that, you can now move on, alright? So on this page, you're now going to tell the unit which way it's sat. Obviously that is the front of the helicopter, so that is how my unit sat, so I'll leave that alone. But obviously if you press the drop box, you see how many options of the positions you can put it in. Each time you select one, look, it changes the orientation in the picture on the right, so you can see what it exactly is you're actually doing, yeah? Right, swash plate. Now, if you know your swash plate type, mine's is 120, so I don't really have got to do nothing like this. Now, to save some time with your setup, you can click on here and scroll down. There's a selection of helicopters, and to save you a bit of time in the configuration, so 420. I know that it'll be the same as all 420s, new and old, so I can click on that, yeah? That saved me a bit of time. It automatically puts a swash configuration in the box for you, telling you what channel 1 is, so then you know that the servo for channel 1 is going to go into port 1, channel 1, yeah? Channel 4 will be for the rudder. Right, so now you can click on next. Here you be putting your servo spec in there. So if you don't know it, go on the website and find out what your servos are. Most of 1520, frequency 333 for me. So, I'm using theta. So my tail 760. And I'm just running 200s. I don't need it to be a rapid tail. 200 frequency is fine. Like I got this motto that I've always stood by. The less stuff you're asking the unit to do, the less work that Flybarless unit is actually doing, the more performance you get. Do you see what I mean? Because most of the stuff you've got in that Flybarless unit is PIDs over PIDs over PIDs. So the less that it has to do, the better the performance. That's my opinion. Might be wrong. No one's not proved me otherwise, so that's what I've always believed. So here, look, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, channel 4, which just confirms what I told you about where your servos are going and getting plugged into. So now we'll hit next. So here is where the magic would have to begin, because now I'm gonna bind my radio to it. So I'm already bound, so I ain't got to do that. But if it wasn't, you'd be binding your radio to it now. Click on connect. Now it says connected. Right, here is where you do all the endpoint stuff. So you have a picture here showing you what your what your helicopter's doing. Sorry. In the picture, you want to hit 100 on cyclics in all directions, on the elevator, on pitch, rudder. Now, the throttle channel, this is what you do. You click on layout. So, I missed a bit. Right, so if none of these were going in the right direction when I moved the stick in relation to where the stick's being, I can't see the bloody radio. Yeah, so if I am making maneuvers like that, and it's not correlating with the movement of the radio, in the radio is where I'd reverse the channel. I'd go into my radio, servo reverse, and in here I'd reverse the channel until the stick and the green markers are all moving in the right direction. The picture's showing you that this is what your heli should be doing when the stick's being moved. So you now know, yeah, that's right, forward, back, that's fine, yeah? So if it wasn't, like I said, you reverse it in the radio. Now here, layout, right, click on here, and then you'd have to look at your throttle channel, because that would want assigning to something. So you'd assign it to, for me, it's channel 1. Now here, to make your rescue work, by the way, whilst you're on this page, you scroll down and you select stabby function, right? Stability function. Pick a channel in your radio that's going to be your rescue channel, because obviously you want it to work off a switch. So for me, I'm using that switch, as you can see. For me, that's channel 7. And that's for the bank switching, but I leave that unassigned because I don't use bank switching. I don't see the point of it for me. And then come out of here. It will automatically save it. Yeah. And move on to the next screen. Here, servo operation. So now you've got everything working and going the right direction on the GUI. Like we said, back here, let's go back. Now we've got everything working in the right direction. You click next, it will take you to here. And now you're interested in seeing what the swash is doing when you give it full pitch and negative pitch. If you start seeing some funny behavior, this is where you're going to correct it. You'll just select whichever servo is not going in the right direction and reverse it, yeah? Once you're happy with that, you want to know that the swash is going in the right direction. So when I push up, it goes up. When I go down, it goes down. If not, you'll tick this box and it will reverse the collective direction. So it will mean that when you push up, it goes up. When you pull down, it goes down like it should do. Yeah, I'll get off. Rudder control type. So servo, leave that alone. Don't care about that. Let's go forwards. So here is now where you create the magic. So you'll be putting your swash leveler in and getting your swash nice and level. When you're happy it's level, you're going to be taking it out. Now these are the sub trim sliders that you use to adjust each servo. Yeah. Once you've done that, you can come out of that. So also, yeah, pitch adjustment. This here is where you can, no, it's not here. I'm lying. Forget what I said. Chatting rubbish. So yeah, once you level the servo, you then want to know that you've got 0 on the blade. So this is where the pitch gauge comes into play. That goes on. You adjust your linkages until you're seeing 0 on both blades. When you're happy about that, you can now move on. Oh yeah, see the rudder. What you're looking for with the rudder is that when you make an adjustment with a slider, you want to fold both blades. So I'll take both blades, I'll fold them in front together like that. You want to look down the top and they want to be perfectly in line to look like there's only one blade. That's what you're trying to do. That centers the bell crank on that shaft. Alright, so now we'll go past that, go to this geometry. So it automatically, I'll click back into it and you see what I mean. So here use that 0, right? So when you click next and go to geometry, it automatically clicks. Now what you're trying to do is hit 6 degrees, whether it goes positive or negative, it doesn't matter. You're going to make an adjustment with that value using them little buttons until you hit 6 degrees on the pitch gauge. Yeah, you only need to do it off the one blade, and like I said, I like to do everything over the back of the boom. That's just how I'd like to set my pitch, but you know, if you want to do it from the front of the helicopter to the side, it's up to you, but I always use the boom as reference. Got my 6 degrees, I can now move forward. Right, pitch range. Here, I'll go full pitch, and I'll use this slider to get the degrees that I want. So I only need 12 degrees on this heli, that's what I'm using. And then that's that done. I'll then go negative, and if I don't like the value, if the values don't match positive and negative, I don't care right now, it doesn't really matter, because I'll show you how to deal with that. Cyclic ring tuning. So here, so let's say like I'm at the bottom, I'll move my swash all angles. What you don't want to hear is no binding. If you got binding, yeah, this is what you use to adjust it. So start off with aileron. I'll move aileron over. I'm not happy because it's binding, no problem. I use a slider and ease it off or increase it to get maximum throws. Yeah, same thing with elevator, you don't want it binding. Right, so now you can then click next, and you've actually finished. It automatically saves settings. Now technically, providing you've done your endpoints in your throttle to teach your speed controller to get your ESC to learn the throttle range, you can actually just go and fly it. It's ready to fly. Do you know what I mean? Obviously you do your usual checks, swatch and everything is moving in the right direction, but technically it's ready to fly. Now I made it sound long, but when you've already done one unit yourself, if you've got to put it on another helicopter, you'll see how fast you can set it up and get it flying. It's awesome, and there is an Android app. I don't think there's one for Apple, but if you're an Android user like me, there's an app that you can use. I've got a Bluetooth dongle, I plug that in and do my field tuning, fine tuning. Do you know what I mean? And it's just so simple, basic things. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna show you. Hang on, let me go into it. I was gonna show you the Beck tester. Love this bit. So you go to diagnostics, and it's down here. Yeah. You click that, press start, and what it'll do, it loads up the servos, put the Becks on the loads to find out, can your Beck handle the abuse from your servos. Gets to 100, and you get a little message coming up confirming yes or no. So basically telling you, as long as you didn't have any issues, basically your power supply is suitable. So yeah, the Beck's fine for the application that you put the servos on. But yeah, I hope that helps you guys. Sorry if it sounds a bit sketch, but I'm new to it, never ran Spirit before. Yeah, I hope that helps, boys and girls. Take care, man.